Hello, everybody. Master here. Thank you for tuning in to Season 1, Episode 4, my new German challenge, or the Argentinian Twist. I am playing Club Atletico Patronato from the Argentina League that I brought him into the third Liga of Germany. And this episode will cover the month of December. There's a few things that are going to be different in this episode because I have players that their contracts are expiring. And I have to actually, my wage budget's at zero, so I need to go in here and add a few thousand into my wage budget real quick because there are some players, and although they are 23 or older, I don't want them leaving on a free. I really want to get as much money from them as possible, so I'm going to try to sign them to at least a 2-year contract here. I will delegate it. Now, Mr. Rivero there, I actually swapped him out with Andereggen that's coming in. See, there's Contreras, 1.4 million. I don't want to lose that. I want to go ahead and sell him at the end of this year. Hopefully next season I will get some money for him, but I don't want him leaving on a pre-contract deal, so I have no choice but to try to sign him. So basically, I am going to be delegating all of these contract renewals. I would rather do that because I know instantly, and I tend to try to be stingy. I offer them just a little bit more than what they're making now, and I always try to take it a little bit less than what they're suggesting. There we go. Alrighty, cool. 2-year deal. Oh, it is crucial. That's fine. He'll get over it. Now, Balboa and Gonzalez, I don't want to lose them either. So once again, I'm going to offer them just a little bit more. Okay, good. 2 years, no release clause, important. So that didn't change. Now for Mr. Gonzalez here, I'm hoping to get all 3 of these signed. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. If you notice, I am saving here. Some people might think that this is cheating. I consider it pretty realistic because when you go in to offer a player a contract, I know how many years I'm going to offer this kid, and he takes it or leaves it. If he doesn't want it, then so be it. But usually they're going to take it, because they already have these prearranged already anyhow. So by doing this, I ensure that this kid will sign for at least 2 years because 1 year, I'll show you here in just a minute. But when they sign for a year, okay, good, 2 years, outstanding. All right, and accept that bad boy. Now, to get into, I'm going to show you here, he was at 7 months. And now, and for whatever reason in FIFA 18, when you sign a player to a new contract, it doesn't extend their current contract, it overwrites it. So as you can see here, I'm going to show you that Mr. Gonzalez, look he is back. He just basically added 1 year to his current contract. And the problem that you run into is if they only sign a 1 year, and this is what I was trying to avoid, if they only sign 1 year, he's at 7 months, and there's nothing I can do. I can't offer him another contract because he's already accepted one, and he's going to end up becoming a free agent at the end of this year, and I'm going to lose him. And don't ask me why FIFA is like that now, but it is a huge glitch. So just be warned if you're trying to re-sign players. Number one, if they're young kids under the age of 23, they will become free agents if you let their contract expire. But keep that in mind. Don't sign a player that has 2 or 3 years left because if they sign for a year, you're not getting 3 or 4 years. You're actually getting less than a year. So just please keep that in mind. I got screwed over on that a couple times. But like I said, I don't want to lose about $3.5 million minimum for these players when I desperately need the money. Now, I'm going to show you my 2 superstars here that I signed from the Youth Academy. They're the only 2 I actually currently have in the first team. They actually went up a little bit, and I'm kind of proud of that because they're my center backs, and one's has potential to be special. And, it's like your first kids, man. They're my first guys I signed. I'm very proud of them. So, we'll see how they continue to develop, and I'll post more about that at the end of the season and see how far they leaped up. But see this kid here, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose him. I could probably get a couple million from him at the end of the year, and the last thing I want to do is have him sign with a club on a free. So it's like forget that. So anyway, what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into the highlights here of the 3 games I played for this month, and I'll meet you at the end of that, and I'll talk to you here pretty soon.
front. Stretch the opposition using the wider areas here. They've opened them up here. Opening them up with a score! Off the post. That's a clever part, and in with the goal! That's a turnover of possession here. Slipped through, brilliant pass, can he finish it?
All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of episode 1, season 4 here. If you enjoyed them highlights, oh my goodness, me playing as goalie, I think I cost my team a win there. The first time, I just completely missed it. The second time, I don't know, maybe I was texting or something. Okay, here's an incoming guy, Hanky. And I remember I signed 2 pre-contract guys for the opening of this transfer window, and it's now in effect. So I went ahead and I got Hanky, who is a center back, and then I also got Andereggen, who is a striker. And the good thing is I managed to get rid of one of the players I really didn't want to re-sign, 28-year-old Rivero, central defensive midfielder. I got rid of him, so I was kind of happy. Andereggen doesn't have really stats that just stick out at you, but I'm telling you, this kid will blossom here pretty quick, and he's not going to mind being a rotational player. So I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, just to reiterate, here's the transfers. You know, these 3 guys, I did make, well, what I consider a profit is anything over their market value that I get for them as a profit in my book, even though I didn't pay for any of these guys, so it's all pure profit. And then once again, I paid $370 for Andereggen, and I ended up paying this much and getting rid of Rivero for Hanky. All right. Now I'm going to show you the scouting report for the month, and this I think is my last one, I believe. But we'll start with Albert first, and he's not very good. Let me see. Ooh, this kid. Yep, I'm going to sign him up. He's 15, Mr. Patrick Meyer. Welcome to the club. Yep. Sorry, Sebastian, you're not cutting it. All right, so that takes care of Germany. Now the Netherlands. Come on, let's see what you can get. Oh, yep. See, it's going to end. So last month. Nope, don't want him. Ooh, a no-face kid. I don't know why people have a problem with that, because whenever he's in my games, the kid always has a face. So, and I'm going to sign this guy up here too, Mr. Patrick. So, yeah, nope, don't want him. Okay, so, but getting back to the no face thing, well, I don't know why people have so many problems with the kid that don't have a face. All right, just signed Patrick. He has high potential 94, decent stats. An RM, so, well, I already had an RM, but you know what? Hey, I get to take a couple of, maybe he can play left mid for me. Here's another RM. Oh, unbelievable. But decent stats. We'll see how well he develops. And Mr. Patrick, all right, a left back. I don't have one of them yet as a youngster, so welcome to the team, and hopefully I can get you trained up pretty well. Looks like he might be having a strong trait here pretty soon. That's really good. All righty, Mr. Patrick. Now, the other people were already in here, so it looks like, oh, he didn't go down any as far as potential is concerned, so that makes me happy. All righty, Mr. Eric. Now, he went down just a drop, but that's okay. You know, a lot of these players, it's hard to keep them up to 94. I mean, it really is. If you get a couple has potential to be special, you've done something. Even Cedric Jansen went down, and this poor kid, disappointing me left and right. I tell you what, you know, I'm sure he's going to be a super player because, you know, check out the green. Man, 94 is abundant there, but his overall potential really kind of stinks. You know, Daniel went down a little bit. You know, hey, it is what it is. And then Benjamin, he actually went down too. But like I said, to find a has potential to be a special player, that's why they're so rare. It's really hard to do. So I'm happy with my youth academy right now. Now the goal is to keep them until they turn 18, and I'm kind of forced to take them out of there unless, of course, they protest and want to get promoted quickly. And I don't want to lose any of these guys because I spent so much time finding them. So I don't want to lose them. So I will promote them. And most of the kids, I've noticed that when you promote, it's based off of how good they are when you promote them. Some of them are important. I've actually had one that I promoted in a prior save that was a crucial player, but when I promoted him, he was a 67, age 17-year-old. So it was a really, I understand why they made him a crucial player, because at the time, plus I didn't have anybody in that position. So I think that has something else to do with it. Now, getting back to Benjamin real quick. I think training him as a striker is lowering his potential. I don't have any way of proving that yet, but it is what it is. Hopefully I can figure that one out here pretty soon. I was thinking about upgrading one of my scouts, but I really don't have the money for that. And they both brought me back pretty good players. They each brought back 5 scouts from the previous 6 months, or 5 players from the previous 6 months, so that's not too bad. I think I am going to go ahead and do the national team. I was debating whether or not I wanted to, but then I had to realize, this is a perfect chance for me to build. I'm going to probably take Finland here. It's going to be the perfect chance to build Finland up from the ground up, because I'm going to send one of my scouts to Finland to find some really good players. And hopefully I'm going to probably send my Netherlands scout, because he's brought me back some really good gems. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to help me build Finland up. And the reason I think I am going with Finland is because these other 2 offers, and I've had 10 offers this save so far. That's absurd. I have a save where I actually won the Bundesliga and still didn't get an offer. So it's a bunch of random stuff. But anyway, Finland, it's both qualify for the World Cup and for the European Championship. And if I'm going to play a national team, I might as well have it a European club, so I could have double the glory, right? But anyway, Romania wouldn't be a bad one. Ultimately, I would love to coach the U.S. team, just because, of course, it's I'm an American, so it would be awesome. I'm just reiterating here. I let those 3 left the club, and I got 2 more in. And oh man, I'm sorry, I'm actually getting kind of winded here. So anyhow, yep, I'm going to send Jaden. We're going to go ahead and send him to Finland, if I can remember what section it is. All right, there we go. And keep in mind, I am doing a voiceover on my videos, so that's why it is a little bit difficult to make up a video and come in 20 minutes later and try to voice over it. So that's why I do have a little bit of problems with it. But anyhow, I'm going to send Jaden to Finland, and we're going to search for technically gifted. I really could use some playmakers and technically gifted guys on this Finland team, because I actually played them in another save last year, and they weren't the greatest. Now, Albert, I don't know. I'm going to send him. You know what? I know where I'll send him. I'm going to send him to New Zealand. I've always had a really good luck in New Zealand for whatever reason. I find some really good, outstanding players. Matter of fact, one kid I got in my last save that I did, what is he? He's 17 and he's a 78 right now from New Zealand. So I have good luck from there. So we'll go with that route. Like I said, that pretty much wraps up this month. Next episode for the month of January, I'll also conclude the transfer window. So I'm hoping to sign a couple more players, and I'll talk about that more in depth at a little later time. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you next episode.